Hedera hash graph, often referred to by its ticker HBAR, is a top 100 cryptocurrency that many consider a sleeping giant, a project quietly building strong fundamentals while remaining under the mainstream radar. Unlike typical blockchains, Hedera uses an alternative, distributed ledger technology called Hashgraph that delivers high performance and enterprise-grade security. Despite powering real-world applications and boasting serious corporate backing, HBAR's market valuation is still relatively modest. This analysis will explore Hedera's utility, ecosystem, tokenomics, development activity, and upcoming catalysts, and compare its valuation to better-known competitors to illustrate why it appears undervalued. Hedera's hash graph is fundamentally different from conventional blockchain networks in how it achieves consensus and processes transactions. Key technical advantages include speed and throughput. The network can handle over 10,000 transactions per second, far surpassing legacy blockchains like Bitcoin, which handles around 7 transactions per second, or Ethereum, which handles about 30 transactions per second. In practice, Hedera has processed tens of billions of transactions without performance issues. Low fees. Transactions cost only a fraction of a cent, approximately 1/10,000th of a dollar on average. This ultra-low, predictable fee structure enables microtransactions and high-volume use cases that would be cost-prohibitive on other networks. Fast finality. Transactions reach final settlement in about 3 to 5 seconds, providing near-instant confirmation. This latency is much lower than typical blockchain block times, making Hedera suitable for real-time applications like payments and gaming. Security. Hedera achieves asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance, the highest grade of security for distributed networks. Its gossip about gossip protocol and virtual voting mechanism ensure consensus even if some nodes are malicious. There are no miners or leaders in Hashgraph. Every node contributes to ordering transactions, avoiding central points of failure. Eco-friendly. The network's energy usage is minimal, as there is no proof-of-work mining. Hedera is a carbon-negative public ledger, which appeals to enterprises and institutions focused on sustainability. In summary, Hedera's technology provides a highly scalable, secure, and efficient backbone for decentralized applications. It offers smart contracts, a native token service for fungible and non-fungible tokens, and a consensus service for verifiable event logging, all atop an innovative Hashgraph consensus algorithm. This strong utility and technical foundation give HBAR a compelling value proposition beyond what many better-known chains offer. Although less hyped than some peers, Hedera has been quietly expanding its ecosystem and real-world adoption. A few highlights. Governing Council. Hedera is governed by a council of up to 39 global organisations, including household names like Google, IBM, Boeing, Deutsche Telekom, LG, Standard Bank, Ubisoft and Tata. These council members run validator nodes and steer network development. This enterprise governance brings credibility and resources, though it also means the network started more centralized, with plans to decentralize over time, as discussed later. Transaction volume. The network has processed over 45 billion transactions, to date a testament to its usage. Hedera consistently handles high throughput, often thousands of TPS in production, without degradation. For comparison, this cumulative volume is orders of magnitude beyond most newer blockchains, indicating significant ongoing activity on Hedera. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, Hedera's DeFi ecosystem is still nascent but growing. The network's total value locked, or TVL, in DeFi protocols is around $100 million. Projects like SaucerSwap, a decentralized exchange, Heliswap, and Stada's liquid staking have gained traction. While $100 million is small next to Ethereum or Solana's DeFi, it represents early momentum that could accelerate as more developers port over. Hedera achieved Ethereum virtual machine compatibility, making it easier to migrate decentralized applications. NFTs and tokenization. Hedera's token service, or HTS, allows anyone to mint native tokens, or NFTs, with just a few lines of code, and without needing smart contract complexity. This has attracted use cases like Atma.io tokenizing billions of unique items in retail, and content platforms minting NFTs with negligible fees. The network's fast, cheap transactions make it ideal for high-volume tokenization. For example, WorldPay reported processing over $1.3 billion in stablecoin payments on Hedera in 2024, with the broader trend of real-world asset tokenization picking up. Hedera is positioning itself as infrastructure for things like tokenized funds, carbon credits, and supply chain assets. Overall, Hedera's ecosystem strategy focuses on enterprise adoption and public-private collaboration. It might not have the flashiest meme coins or the largest DeFi at the moment, but it boasts a roster of big corporate users and government integrations that few other crypto projects can claim. For instance, the US Federal Reserve's new instant payments platform, FedNow, has listed Hedera-powered micropayments app Drop in its service showcase, highlighting Hedera tech as part of the future of US payments. Such integration into Fed infrastructure, even if experimental, is a bullish signal for Hedera's mainstream relevance. HBRR, the native token of Hedera, is designed with a long-term, enterprise-friendly economic model. Fixed supply. HBAR has a maximum total supply of 50 billion tokens, all of which were pre-minted at network launch. There is no ongoing inflation from mining or block rewards. The supply is capped, introducing scarcity as adoption grows. As of May 2024, about 70% of this supply was in circulation, and as of early 2025, roughly 42.2 billion HBR, approximately 84% of the max supply, are circulating. The remaining tokens are held by the Hedera Treasury and distributed on a predefined schedule for network governance, ecosystem growth, and node rewards. This controlled release schedule through 2025 and beyond prevents sudden large inflation and gives enterprises predictability. Utility of HBR. The token is integral to all network services. HBAR is used to pay transaction fees and for using smart contracts, file storage, and other network features. Because fees are very low, a small HBAR balance can power many transactions. HBAR is also required for staking to nodes and will eventually be used in governance when the network further decentralizes. In essence, HBAR is the fuel that secures the hash graph and keeps the network running. Demand for network usage directly translates to demand for HBR. Staking and network security. Hedera is a proof-of-stake system, but in early phases, only council members' nodes participate in consensus. Community staking has been introduced in stages. Initially, users could stake HBAR to approved nodes without earning rewards, then exchanges integrated staking, and finally staking rewards were enabled after council approval. The staking reward pool comes from treasury holdings, not new inflation. Yields have been modest, on the order of around 1% APY, as the design prioritises security and gradual decentralisation over high payouts. In the long run, as more permissionless nodes are allowed, HBAR holders will be able to stake to secure the network and participate in consensus, earning a share of transaction fees. This will increase the token's utility as a governance and staking asset, not just a transaction coin. Governance model. Currently, Hedera's governance is in the hands of the Hedera Governing Council, where each member, corporations or institutions, has equal voting rights on decisions. HBR holders outside the council do not yet directly vote on protocol changes, which is a centralisation concern. However, the project has a roadmap to decentralise governance over time, including community nodes and greater voice for HBAR holders. The council structure, 39 max members, each from different industries and geographies, ensures no single entity controls the network, and council members are term limited. This model is unusual in crypto, but it has attracted enterprises that feel more comfortable with a known governance body. As Hedera transitions to more open governance, it could enjoy the best of both worlds: corporate grade oversight in its early growth and decentralized control in the long term. In summary, HBAR's tokenomics emphasize sustainability and broad distribution. The absence of inflation beyond the Treasury release schedule means HBAR won't suffer continual dilution, a trait it shares with Bitcoin and few others. Additionally, a large portion of tokens has been allocated to ecosystem development, grants and partnerships, incentivizing growth. Early investors and founders had long vesting schedules to align with network success. All these choices indicate a focus on long-term value rather than quick speculative pumps. As adoption increases, transactions, tokenization, DeFi, etc., the fixed supply dynamic could make 8-bar increasingly scarce relative to demand. A key sign of a project's health is its developer community and ongoing development. Hedera performs strongly on this front, indicating that its fundamentals are continuously improving. According to Electric Capital's open source developer report, Hedera had around 66 full-time developers and 167 monthly active developers contributing to its repositories as of early 2024. This places Hedera among the more actively developed Layer 1 networks. The project's codebase, including the hashgraph algorithm and services, was initially patented but later open sourced in 2019, which has helped attract contributors globally. The Hedera GitHub organization has hundreds of repositories and has accumulated over 600,000 total commits, reflecting significant development history. Such developer engagement suggests Hedera is not a dead chain. Rather, it's evolving with new features and upgrades at a steady pace. Hedera's core team and community have implemented numerous Hedera improvement proposals or chips to add functionality and enhance the network. Recent upgrades have focused on making the platform more developer-friendly and interoperable. For instance, HIP 410 and HIP 415 introduced full EVM equivalence. So smart contracts on Hedera behave just like on Ethereum, improving compatibility for Solidity developers. HIP 542 improved the native token service to support royalties and fractional ownership for NFTs, attracting more NFT use cases. In late 2024, HIP 904 added a pending token transfer feature that lets users opt in to airdrops instead of receiving tokens automatically, a novel mechanism to prevent spam tokens and improve user experience. Such technical enhancements show that Hedera listens to developer feedback, making token transfers more seamless for those migrating from Ethereum. The result is an increasingly robust platform that keeps pace with industry standards. Notably, Hedera has been running since 2019 with 99.99% uptime and no major outages, which is crucial for enterprise confidence. The development focus has been on methodical, well-tested releases, sometimes slower than move fast and break things crypto projects, but with far fewer incidents. For example, permissionless node access has been delayed until rigorous testing and security audits are completed. This conservative approach can frustrate some crypto native users, but appeals to institutional users who prioritize reliability. Over time, as milestones like permissionless nodes and community governance are reached, even skeptical developers may take a second look at Hedera. In short, Hedera's development activity illustrates a project that is alive and advancing on multiple fronts. It might not generate constant buzz on social media, but under the hood, the code is being refined and new features are rolling out. The combination of enterprise-driven R&D and open source community contributions puts Hedera in a strong position to innovate continuously. As the crypto market matures, such deep development benches and partnerships could give Hedera a significant edge. Several near to mid-term catalysts could propel Hedera from a sleeping giant into a widely recognized leader. These include enterprise and institutional adoption. Hedera's enterprise momentum is likely to continue. The successful pilots by major banks, Shinhan, Standard Bank, and others in using Hedera for cross-border stablecoin remittances suggest we could see full production implementations. If even a fraction of the $45 billion annual remittance fee market shifts to Hedera-based rails, HBR usage would surge. Additionally, the inclusion of Drop, Hedera's micropayments platform, in the US Fed's FedNow service showcase is a strong signal. As FedNow gains adoption among banks for instant payments, Drop could be leveraged for small transactions, introducing Hedera to the traditional finance sector at scale. Moreover, Hedera's enterprise council members themselves can become catalysts. For instance, ServiceNow is exploring Hedera for workflow data integrity, and Boeing or Airbus could use Hedera for aircraft parts provenance. Hedera is already being tested in aerospace supply chains. Each new enterprise use case, whether in finance, supply chain or tech, potentially brings thousands of users and significant transaction volume to the network. central bank digital currencies or CBDCs, and stablecoin Hedera is strategically positioned in the evolving CBDC landscape. It has partnered with the Universal Digital Payments Network, or UDPN, to integrate CBDCs on Hedera and enable seamless stablecoin and CBDC interoperability. With over 130 countries exploring CBDCs, Hedera could become a preferred ledger for certain implementations that need high throughput and trust. Its governing council model might appeal to central banks. The Digital Euro Association, partnering with the HBR Foundation and an upcoming Australian dollar stablecoin, AUDD, launching on Hedera, exemplify how Hedera is becoming a hub for digital fiat experiments. Should any of these pilots, like a digital euro or a central bank-backed stablecoin in Asia, graduate to production, Hedera would see a spike in usage and credibility. In short, Hedera is quietly at the table for discussions on the next generation of money, a huge catalyst if those plans materialise. Tokenization of real-world assets. The narrative of tokenizing real-world assets, from stocks and funds to real estate and commodities, is heating up in crypto, and Hedera is at the forefront of some initiatives. Its council and partners include deep ties to finance, for example Standard Bank, Africa's largest bank, ABRDN, a UK investment firm, and FIS WorldPay, a global payments provider. Recently, there have been indications that major asset managers like Blackrock, Fidelity, and State Street are interested in tokenized funds and may utilize Hedera's network for these real-world assets, or RWAs. In fact, a rumour in late 2023 about BlackRock potentially using Hedera for a fund tokenization briefly pumped HBAR's price before being clarified. Whether through official partnerships or not, Hedera's enterprise-grade features, such as fast finality, compliance tools, and account KYC options, make it suitable for regulated assets. The HBR Foundation's finance wing has been actively courting security token platforms and permissioned asset issuers. If a well-known fund or commodity gets tokenized on Hedera, say a portion of a Fidelity money market fund, it would validate Hedera's value in a multi-trillion-dollar asset market. Growth in DeFi and dApps. As Hedera becomes more decentralized and EVM compatible, it's likely to attract a larger share of the blockchain developer community. Upcoming catalysts include the launch of community-run permissionless nodes scheduled in phases through 2025, which will dispel the permissioned equals centralized critique and allow anyone to participate in consensus. This could be accompanied by liquidity mining programs to bootstrap DeFi on Hedera. Already we see projects like Heliswap, Pangolin, which are AMMs, and liquid staking derivatives like STHBAR gaining traction. The network's $100 million TVL, while modest, could multiply if a bull market returns and Hedera's ecosystem matures. Additionally, Hedera's NFT market, with marketplaces like Zeus and Hashaxis, could benefit from broader NFT trends, especially given Hedera's negligible minting fees and eco-friendly narrative, which is important for brands concerned about NFT carbon footprints. Any breakout dApp, be it a game, a social platform like Galaxy, which is built on Hedera, or a DeFi protocol, could be a catalyst that drives more users and attention to HBAR. Macro events and network upgrades. Broader crypto events such as Bitcoin's halving in 2024 or regulatory clarity in the United States can catalyse the whole market, including quality projects like HBAR. Specifically, Hedera's compliance forward approach, for example account freeze, and KYC features for tokens if opted, which many pure DeFi platforms lack, might make it a beneficiary if regulators crack down on less compliant chains. On the technical side, upcoming upgrades like sharding or state proofs could further increase Hedera's performance and interoperability, keeping it ahead of the curve. The team's roadmap includes making the mirror node infrastructure more efficient, integrating with Oracle networks. Chainlink joined the council and is bringing its services to Hedera, and continuous improvements to smart contract throughputs. Each successful upgrade or integration, for example, a Coinbase listing of HBAR staking, or a major exchange using Hedera for custody auditing, can serve as a catalyst. In essence, Hedera has multiple coiled springs: enterprise adoption, CBDC involvement, RWA tokenization, DeFi growth that have yet to fully spring into the public eye. Individually, each of these catalysts could significantly boost Hedera's usage and perceived value. Together, they paint a picture of a network that is on the cusp of exponential growth if execution continues. The market is not fully priced in these opportunities, which contributes to HBAR's status as an undervalued asset with high breakout potential. Despite its robust fundamentals, Hedera's current market valuation is notably lower than many less capable or more hyped networks. Comparing HBAR to a few well-known competitors underscores its undervalued thesis. Hedera HBAR market capitalization is roughly $8.5 billion at the time of writing, with HBAR around 20 cents. This is the baseline for our comparison. Cardano ADA. A popular proof-of-stake layer 1 with a large community, Cardano's market cap is about $27.5 billion, more than 3 times higher than Hedera's. Cardano offers smart contracts and has enterprise partnerships, but it processes far fewer transactions per day than Hedera, and its DeFi and corporate adoption metrics lag. Cardano's TPS is typically in the tens, and it is still rolling out features like Hydra scaling. Yet, ADA is valued much higher, potentially due to earlier marketing and community buzz. Solana, SOL, a high-performance chain often praised for speed, Solana carries a market cap around $89 billion, over 10 times HBAR's valuation. Solana did achieve a thriving DeFi and NFT ecosystem, and around 65,000 TPS in bursts, but it has suffered multiple outages and centralization critiques due to a small validator set. Hedera matches Solana on speed and outshines it on security, with ABFT versus Solana's partial BFT and corporate adoption, yet HBAR's value remains a fraction of Sol's. Ripple, XRP. Focusing on institutional payments, XRP is often considered a peer in targeting banks. XRP's market cap is around 27 to 30 plus billion dollars, fluctuating in early 2025. Hedera and XRP both target fast, low-cost transactions. However, Hedera's governance, with many organisations versus Ripple Labs' influence, and broader smart contract abilities give it arguably wider utility. Still, XRP is valued several times higher, partly due to its first mover advantage in the 2017 bull run and ongoing speculation. The above comparisons show that Hedera trades at a significant discount relative to other top platforms. Yet, Hedera's network is handling real usage at scale, billions of transactions, real corporate value transfer that some higher value projects have yet to achieve. Importantly, HBR also remains well below its own past peak. It is still about 80% below its all-time high price reached in the 2021 bull market. This means even just a return to former highs would imply a 5 times gain, let alone the upside of new growth and use cases. In contrast, many competitors like Cardano or Solana are closer to their all-time highs or have already repriced with market cycles. When adjusting for fundamentals, technology, adoption, and ecosystem, HBAR's lower valuation stands out as an anomaly. It suggests that the market has not yet fully recognised Hedera's progress. As awareness grows and some of the upcoming catalysts materialise, there is a strong case for market repricing. If Hedera were valued on par with certain peers, for instance, if it achieved a market cap in the $20 to $30 billion range, still below Solana's, the price of HBAR would be several times higher than it is today. This upside potential is why HBAR is often cited as an undervalued gem in the top 100. The fundamentals are strong, but the price hasn't caught up. Hedera Hashgraph exemplifies a sleeping giant in the crypto world. It offers a unique and powerful infrastructure, a fast, secure Hashgraph network with real utility, confirmed by its enterprise adoption and massive transaction counts. Its ecosystem is growing steadily, fueled by a who's who of corporate backers and a focus on real-world solutions over hype. HBAR's tokenomics are sound, with a fixed supply and multifaceted use in the network, aligning long-term incentives for both enterprises and crypto users. Meanwhile, the development activity remains vigorous, ensuring that Hedera keeps innovating, from improved smart contracts to novel integrations like trust in AI. Crucially, several catalysts are on the horizon, from bank stablecoins and CBDCs to tokenized assets and DeFi expansion, any of which could significantly boost Hedera's prominence and demand. Yet, despite this strong foundation, Hedera's current market valuation is comparatively low, especially against better-known Layer 1 projects that it rivals or outperforms in capability. This discrepancy between fundamentals and valuation is exactly what defines an undervalued asset. Investors looking for the next big thing often search for projects with solid tech and real adoption that the market hasn't fully appreciated. Hedera fits that description. As one analysis noted, HBR has created a new standard for enterprise innovation, but the crypto space still sleeps on it. In the coming years, if Hedera follows through on its decentralization roadmap and continues onboarding major players, it could transform from a quiet achiever to a breakout star. The groundwork is laid. Fortune 500 companies are running nodes, governments are testing it for payments, and developers are building on it. For now, HBAR remains under the radar for many, which presents an opportunity. In summary, Hedera Hashgraph is a fundamentally strong platform with high potential for exponential growth, a sleeping giant that appears poised to awaken. Savvy observers recognise that the question is not if the broader market will realise HBAR's value, but when. And when it does, today's undervaluation could quickly become tomorrow's outperformance?